Chapter 4, Review, Water Management. Why is proper water management crucial for tree health? Water is essential for nearly every physiological process in a tree. It is the medium for nutrient transport, a component of photosynthesis, and critical for cell turgor, which keeps cells rigid. Proper water management ensures a tree's roots have enough moisture, but also oxygen. Too little water, drought, causes wilting, leaf scorch, reduced growth, and can lead to pest susceptibility or root death. Too much water, waterlogging, can suffocate roots, lack of oxygen, and lead to root rot. Thus, managing irrigation and drainage is vital so that trees get consistent moisture without prolonged drought stress or saturated soil. Healthy trees maintain a balance. Their roots absorb water and their leaves release water via transpiration, which also helps cool the plant and pull nutrients upward. What is transpiration and how does it affect a tree's water needs? Transpiration is the process of water evaporation from the leaves, specifically through tiny openings called stomata. As water vapor exits the leaf, it creates a negative pressure, tension, that pulls more water up from the roots through the xylem. This is the major driver of a tree's water uptake. Transpiration rates increase in hot, dry, or windy conditions, meaning the tree will need to draw more water to compensate. In essence, transpiration is like a pump. It cools the leaves and draws nutrients upward, but on a hot day, a mature tree can transpire dozens or hundreds of gallons of water. If soil water is insufficient, high transpiration can lead to water stress, leaves wilt or scorch. Managing water, irrigating during dry spells, mulching to conserve soil moisture helps ensure transpiration demand is met and the tree doesn't dehydrate. How can you tell if a tree is experiencing water stress, too little or too much? Drought stress, too little water signs, wilting or drooping leaves, leaf edges browning or scorching, especially on sun-exposed or outer canopy leaves, yellowing or premature leaf drop. The tree may also grow less or have smaller leaves. In conifers, needles may turn brown starting at tips, overwatering or poor drainage, too much water signs, similar wilted appearance, so due to root suffocation, even when soil is wet, yellowing of leaves, often uniform like nutrient deficiency, and in chronic cases, root rot can set in causing dieback. Often you'll see fungal growth or a sour smell in soil that's waterlogged. In both cases, reduced new growth is a clue. Soil probing can help. If soil is bone dry well below the surface, the tree likely needs water. If it's consistently sodden and mucky, roots might be drowning. What are good practices for irrigating trees, especially newly planted ones? For newly planted trees, water immediately after planting and keep the root ball moist as it establishes. In general, water deeply and infrequently rather than shallow daily sprinkling. A slow soaking irrigation that penetrates 8 to 12 inches encourages deep root growth. In the first weeks after planting, water often, for example, daily for 1 to 2 weeks, then every 2 to 3 days for the next 2 to 3 months, then weekly until established. Adjust for rain. Use a reservoir or berm at the edge of the planting hole or a drip bag to ensure water percolates into the root zone rather than running off. Water in the morning if possible reduces evaporation and allows foliage to dry, preventing disease. Continue supplemental watering for at least the first 1 to 2 growing seasons during dry periods. Small trees may take 1+ years. Larger caliper trees can take many years to fully establish roots. For established trees, consider their size. They may need the equivalent of approximately 1 inch of rainfall per week. Also, mulching around the tree helps reduce watering needs by conserving soil moisture. What are some techniques to conserve water in the landscape for trees? Mulching is one of the best techniques. A 2 to 4 inch layer of wood chips or bark mulch over the root zone reduces evaporation, moderates soil temperature, and suppresses competing weeds/turf. Keep mulch a few inches away from the trunk. Efficient irrigation methods like drip irrigation or soaker hoses deliver water slowly at the root zone with minimal waste. Watering during cooler times, early morning or evening, reduces evaporation losses. Selecting drought-tolerant species or improving soil with organic matter can also help, as healthy soil retains moisture better. Additionally, avoid runoff by watering slowly. For example, use a watering bag or trickling hose instead of a fast gush, so water infiltrates deeply. Grouping plants with similar water needs together, hydrozoning, can prevent overwatering some while underwatering others. How can flooding or poor drainage harm a tree? And what are signs of waterlogged soil issues? Flooding or waterlogged soils deprive roots of oxygen. Roots in anaerobic, oxygen poor conditions can't respire properly and begin to die, leading to reduced uptake of water and nutrients. Stagnant water can also promote root rotting fungi. Signs of chronic wet feet include dull or yellowing leaves, resembling nutrient deficiency, leaf drop, and twig dieback. You might see fungal conchs at the base if root rot sets in. Sometimes trees will produce adventitious roots or knees near the surface in response. A foul odor in the soil or black slimy roots on inspection are sure signs of oversaturation. Over time, a tree in poorly drained soil may decline gradually or even topple if roots rot. Mitigating this might involve improving drainage, for example, installing French drains or planting species tolerant of wet conditions in such sites. Thanks for listening to the Arborist-podcast. Let's keep building your arborist knowledge one domain at a time. If you found this episode useful, click the like icon, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment with your questions, and share it with others preparing for the ISA Arborist Certification Exam.